Hi guys, my name is Carrie of Chick Ashby Yarns, and I own a yarn shop, the shop that you see behind me here. And this is our second ever podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today and to be able to meet new people. This podcast has really opened me up to be able to engage more with the community that I know and love. And so let's just dive right in. As I said, my name is Carrie. I am an indie colorist of yarn and nail polish, and I own Chick Ashby Yarn Shop, which is about 30 minutes south of Dallas. It's in Cedar Hill, located at 409 Cedar Street in Cedar Hill, Texas, 75104. And then our hours are Monday through Wednesday from 2 to 8, Thursday and Friday from 2 to 5, and Sunday 1 to 5. Knit night is every Tuesday from 5 to 8, except for the first Tuesday of the month, and then that will be, the knit night will be moved to Monday night. And that's because I go to a guild meeting the first Tuesday of every month. I try to. Last week I actually forgot, and I was like, why is nobody here for knit night? And then as I was closing up shop, someone texted me and asked me how the guild meeting went, and I was like, oh darn it, I completely lost track of it. So very organized. So I had mentioned that I was excited about showing you eclecticity that I was blocking during the last podcast. So I have it here to share with you today, and this is what it looks like. This is done on Yak, the orange colorway. It appears rusted. Let's see if I can get it in some different lighting. And you see that kind of honeycomb texture? That was so much fun to do. This bit right here, it was not a slog at all. It was like a 4-stitch repeat, but it kept me on my toes. And there are a few mistakes in here. I am not going to show you where they're at. Trust me, they're there. I think it's so sweet that some American Indian cultures include mistakes on purpose, because the only one that can be perfect is God. I have way more than one mistake, and I just think that that's fantastic that they only have one, because I have not reached that level of success or achievement yet. So anyway, this was one chart, and then this was the next chart. Now, I'm not so much in love with this part, but it does add interest and character to the shawl, and the shawl is indeed very, very drapey. I did this with 1 and most of a skein because I wanted it to be large. The wingspan is 6.5 feet, and then the this, I guess, longish, the next longest edge is 4.5 feet. So it more than fits and more than drapes, and it's a delight to wear. I was also working on a miniature version for a shop sample. I did get that finished. Isn't it cute? It's so itty bitty. So I think that's probably what it's supposed to look like. I blocked the large one a little differently and into an exact triangle, whereas this one I just kind of put a pin in each end and let it do whatever it wanted to do. But you can still kind of see that honeycomb. See if I can show it a little bit better. This honeycomb bit right here, these diamonds that are so much fun to do. This is Eclecticity. That's Eclecticy, and it's by Cheryl Faust, Cheryl with a C and Faust, and it was just so much fun. So that's going to be my shop sample for this week, assuming I make a shop sample every week, which is not going to happen. Now, here's my next project, and I love it and I hate it. It's a miniature Hitafude, and I want to make a summer weight Hitafude with short sleeves out of linen. And I decided before I jumped in and just started making one that I would make a small one for both a shop sample and to see if I liked the pattern enough to make a full-sized one. So y'all, here it is. I love these tiny things. So sleeve, obviously, neck, and then other sleeve, and then this is the back of it. And I apologize, I should have put it on a longer needle so you could really see. This was done with a little bit of math and a whole lot of fudge. I have been playing it as I go. I have been altering how I've been making these little V's right here because the original pattern calls for just straight stockinette between them, and I didn't like that very much. So I've been altering how I've been doing it, and during this part, you make an entire V before you start the next V. On this part, I've been doing a V every 4 stitches. So that's, you're working on more than one V at a time. We shall see how this goes. I originally, this is made in a rectangle, this part here, and then you Kitchener in a certain amount, and that becomes the neck. I originally Kitchenered in too far and didn't like it, so I had to rip back some of that Kitchener and then pick up and cast on a little bit differently. Like I said, it's done with some math and a whole lot of fudging. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. The one thing I would change is how much stockinette is right here. I haven't decided if it's a design feature yet or not, but that's how it goes. So we'll see. And I just ran a lifeline on this because I kind of want to do handkerchief hem, and the pattern doesn't call for it, and I've never done a handkerchief hem in knitting, so I ran a lifeline. I'm pretty sure it's going to involve some short rows, and we shall see how that all works. If you have any interest, the sweater that I am wearing is Coco Knits, made out of lace weight alpaca. Definitely off-roaded. I off-road everything. I have a friend who off-roads nothing, and we always joke that if you want it knit exactly to the stitch how the pattern is written, give it to her. If you want it not much like the pattern, then give it to me, because I tend to off-road just about everything I make. So this sweater is short sleeve, as you'll see. I'm pretty hot-natured, so I tend to do a lot of more lace weight type stuff, and I typically wear my shawls like necklaces versus like actual shawls to keep me warm. So I am wanting to make a lace weight hitafude. The reason I am wearing this sweater today is because I have on work clothes underneath. There's a room in here that doesn't have a floor, or it doesn't have flooring on top of it. It's got a floor, but it's just plywood. And I've been wanting to do Knit Night Facebook Live, so I was going to paint a mandala on the floor. Well, actually what I was going to do was paint the floor brown, and then I was going to do either a white or a black mandala over it, and maybe multiple mandalas, like starting in the corner and kind of making one there, and then putting like a larger one in the other 3/4 of the room. But I was talking about it to my husband, and he was like, why are you going to spend so much money on paint if eventually they're going to come in and put flooring down? And I was like, well, that's kind of a good, good point. So I'm just going to leave the plywood there, and then I'm going to paint a mandala over it. So that'll cut down on paint costs. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a mandala in this room where I can have Facebook Live in the room, and then that way if anybody comes and they don't want to be on Facebook Live, they can knit in the main room, and then if they don't mind being on Facebook Live, they can knit in the mandala room, is all I know to call it right now. What else? For drink, I had a, crap, what was it called? Caramel Crunch Frappuccino today. So good. The turkey of a dog got up on the table and finished it for me. I'm gonna beat him. He said it was good too, by the way. What else? I can't think of much to share with y'all. I think I said it all last week, but I just did want to get this recorded and to you guys. I know it's not very long, and I apologize for that, but I'm not real good at just kind of shooting the breeze and saying stuff that's not super important. If I'm going to say it, it's going to be worth the effort to say it. I do have a couple of new items in store to share with you. This is one of my new pins. Let's see if I can get it to where you can actually read it. Let's see. No. Anyway, you got the idea. It says, if he puts his hands on you, cut them off. That's one of the things. And then here's one of the other things that I've been working on. So, sorry, that was maybe a little bit loud. With every purchase, I give away a free keychain or zipper pull. I have yet to string these up, but this is what it looks like. So on the front, it has this ball of yarn that's a heart. And on the back, it says checkashby.net. Now, I know that's backwards. I haven't yet figured out how to flip videos. So pretend that it's correct or whatever. But I just think that is so cute. And I love the heart with the yarn. So anybody who orders is going to be getting one of those for free. And I have a whole stack of them here that I've burnt. And in actuality, one of them was burning the first time I recorded this podcast. And when it was done, it kicked me out of my video, so I had to start over because I don't know how to edit yet. I know that was last week's homework, and I didn't do a very good job at it. So I still don't know how to edit. Let me see if I can get Skitties to say hello. Skitties, come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hello to the guys. Say hello to everybody's. So this is Skitties. This is he says, Mama, I was sleeping. So this is Cade. He is the shop dog. He thinks everybody that comes is there just to see him. And he gets so excited when they come. And there's a door right behind the entryway. And you can hear his tail go whap, 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 and it's so loud. But that's how I know when people that he knows are coming, because if people that he doesn't know are there, then he'll just stand there and watch, and his tail won't be banging against anything. So that's really all I have for you guys this week. Much shorter than last week. I do have some other things that I'm probably going to share with you in the future, and I did kind of angle the camera a little bit differently so you can see a little bit different viewpoint of the shop. At some point I might take you on a tour, or I might just set up in different areas of the shop each time I do a podcast so that you can eventually just put it all together and see the whole thing. One thing I do want to share with you, let's see if I can get it done, is before it comes down, because it will be coming down. There's my wall of buttons and pins, and then let's see if I can get it. Do y'all see that fireplace? Oh, Okay, so the fireplace, and there's actually a fire in it, and there's a rocking chair by it with pillows and stuff. That was a friend of mine, Amy. Remember I said last week that she was in Hawaii, and I was going to interview her when she got back. I think she's avoiding me. I think she saw the video, was like, no, you ain't. So anyway, where that fireplace is, there's going to be an elevator. And they came in last August and ripped a hole in the wall. And the elevator's still not here. So I had to do something with the hole in the wall. So they actually did put a piece of plywood over the hole. And it was ugly. So for Christmas, I hung that up and then drew a fireplace so that it would look like at least a little bit better than just the hole in the wall. Now that it's warming up outside, it's so nice. I have the windows open in here, obviously, because you saw the curtain. But it's so nice out. I think it's maybe, when I was coming into the shop today, it said it was 55. I'm in a tank top and shorts and sandals because I'm going to be painting on the floor. The mandala in the mandala room. But it's just so nice outside, and I open the windows every chance I get. I'm kind of a fresh air girl. Like, I wish I could live in the woods and still have Wi-Fi. I don't know that that's possible, but if I could live out in the middle of just BFE and raise chickens and have a cow and maybe a goat, I would be perfectly happy. And in fact, when I was in college, was it college? Yeah. In college, I got to go to Peru, and the Amazon was phenomenal. I loved it there. It was so restorative. You just breathe slower. And if it hadn't been for Wi-Fi, I probably wouldn't have come back. Because it was so relaxing. And I apologize. I got dust or something in my eye. So apologies for the blinking. It's uncomfortable. But it sounds like this is going to be a great place to end the podcast for this week. It looks like I'm almost at 20 minutes. So definitely not as long as last time's. About a third of the whole time from last time. So that's it. I want you to have a great week. I want to see what you're knitting, and especially if you make anything out of my yarn, please tag me at #ChickAshby. On Facebook, I'm Chick Ashby. Instagram, Chick Ashby. I'm trying to think. That's really all I've got going right now. I don't know about Periscope or what's that other one that they do that's like a YouTube but not, I don't know. Anyway, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook's all I've got right now. So that's how you can find me. And then if you're in the area, feel free to drop by. And I've even gotten contacted by people who are from other states and they're going to be in the area, and I've offered to open up just special for them. Right now, there's nothing that would prevent me from doing so. So if you're going to be in the area and you don't have much time, feel free to give me a call. I don't mind coming in. I live 8 minutes from the shop, so no harm, no foul if you want to come in and see what's going on. I did take down the snowflakes. I'm so sad. I miss them so much. And the top half of the shop looks so bare without them. I am giving people just a few more days to guess how many snowflakes was up there. I know because I did count them, but I have not announced it yet. So feel free to go ahead and put your guesses down. There's a post about it on my Facebook page where you can guess, and I will be entering all of those names in and then picking the person who guesses the closest. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else much to say. I see I've made the 20-minute mark, so for me, that's an uber long conversation. I tend to get in, say what I need to say, hear what the other person needs to say, and get out. I am not I'm not someone who calls people and goes, "So what are you doing?" I don't mind if people do that to me, but I do not do it to other people because I'm just not that kind of person. So feel free to say hi, feel free to stop by, feel free to ask questions. If there's anything you want me to answer, I will try to do some podcasts from the house so that you can see the other 3 dogs. I bring Cade to the shop all the time because he tends to need a little bit more stimulation, and he gets into trouble when he gets bored. So having him at the shop with me, I can kind of keep an eye on him digging in the trash and things like that. So if I leave him at home, he's got to stay crated, and that's just not fair. He's the only one that's big that has to stay crated. I crate little dude just because of the issues I mentioned in the last podcast. If you missed it, go watch it. But Bodie and Sammy both get run out of the house when we're gone. So I'll try to do a podcast next week, or maybe even Saturday. I'm not sure. I might do one Saturday if I can remember, from the house so that you can meet the other dogs as well. I doubt you will ever see the cat. The cat is feed me and get away from me. He is not a lover of just about anything, so that kind of breaks my heart because my last 3 were cuddle monsters, and I really want a cuddle monster, and he's like, get away from me. So I keep working on him and trying to build his frustration tolerance and trying to pet him just until that point where I know he's irritated, and then stop and give him a little bit of peace, and then pet him just until he's getting irritated, and then I'll stop, trying to build that whole, it's okay to hang out, and petting's not horrible, but we'll see how that goes. So I want you to have a really great week. As I said, feel free to give me a shout. The best way to contact me, I don't really get notifications about Facebook messages. I'm not sure why, but I know there was one this week where somebody hadn't gotten their order. So she reached out to me, I think via email. And if you want me to see it, that's really the best way to contact me. I try to monitor Instagram for messages, and I try to monitor Facebook, but Facebook's weird. Like, it doesn't really notify me if people contact me via Facebook Messenger, especially to my private account it does, but to my Chick Ashby account it doesn't really, not unless I specifically go looking for it. Like, I have to seek out whether or not anybody has tried to contact me. So email would probably be the best way. You can find an email link at chickashby.net. There will be a contact us thing. You can also subscribe to the newsletter, and that's it. Have a great week. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you guys and to be making new friends and meeting new people. Go do you, and do it spectacularly.